Hi friends. Well, it's a little early for rainbow time here. It's going on 3 p.m., 1500. But, you know, they're starting to hang around, so I won't put any extra lights on. And got it backed out a bit so we could all enjoy. And this is what you call a large cup of coffee. It's a soup cup. But it's what I felt like using. So there we go. How are things going? I'm going to read for you a journal that's a little bit old. It's the next one chronologically in line from the last few that I've recorded. It was written on 5/1. The last one was 4:30. And the Mayan day was 5 monkey. And of course, I don't remember what's in it, but I'll be sharing this with you. And it's really interesting. It's like inspiration has arisen or something, because I have a couple of other journals already written and ready. There's just an upping of the intensity of the ante, I guess. And so I felt the need, the desire to share. The comments have really been wonderful, by the way. It's been a really precious sharing I have felt going on. And it's wonderful to feel your energies and to feel us all reaching higher vibrations and frequencies, and kind of stepping off the cliff there into who knows what, into territory to which we're unaccustomed in this lifetime, which overall is meaningless, because this lifetime, come on, you're living all of your other lifetimes now at the same time. And so while we're used to thinking that this is the whole of you, of me, of us, it's not. It doesn't even begin to be. And oh my God, how's that for stepping off of a certain cliff? Well, we're lighter than air. We're light itself. And so it's not like light falls down from the sun, it just is. And it doesn't need any support. It's internally self-supportive. So I guess I'll put the coffee down and read. Well, here we go again. Back down into change. It was nice, a sort of a pleasant coasting for a while. Well, more or less. Anyway, I feel a bit off balance. Again? What is again? In the only now that is, how can there be again? Okay, whatever. What is just is, and that's a great place to start, to dig in. Resisting what is does nothing worthwhile, so I consciously welcome it, whatever it is. Been feeling kind of down. No real reason, just down. Not sad exactly, more like burdened. Well, this is the price we sometimes pay for being open. Since open takes in both the supposed bad along with the good, it's important not to be too goody-goody with it. Heart doesn't go there, but mine surely can. Guess I still have some beliefs. Heck, we all do. And one of them is that life is ultimately merciful, compassionate, even good. But by observing, one can catch the self, the false self, trying to make an ego out of that, to make it into a sort of personality. So, the same exact words can be said about life being beautiful or merciful or good, and from one mouth be true and another mouth false. Amazing how that works. In a flash, when we're not aware, not watching or centered or whatever, ego or mind takes over. It's all so tempting to mind all the possibilities for weaving an identity, especially in this particular time or cycle, where for all of those willing, the courageous ones, ego or the false self is basically dying, well, transforming. It doesn't want to do that. It wants to continue. It's not dumb nor stupid. And since it's been in charge, running the show for so long, however long is your life, well, it's gotten quite used to things going that way. Now, add up the lifetimes, the times we came into embodiment to be the God that I am, that each one is, where the mind took the whole thing over. No, you won't likely like the number you get. So, what to do? Well, nothing. That much we've been told. This thing of sorting identity out, of doing that first, is supremely important. Well, at least it's worthwhile. Else, whatever solutions we come up with, one day we'll discover they're just mind candy, mind created, nothing real. So we'll just have to start over again. Be very still. Hey, I'm talking to myself here. I'm by no means preaching. I'm just living my path out loud. Don't ask me why. I'm sure I don't know. Nor do I care right now. It's just what I do. So anyway, be very still. I think that's a huge, as in major secret here. And it's the last darn thing any mind wants to have you do. Oh no, anything but that. Poor mind. But, oh well. We've got this much invested in it. We've traversed that many diverse and various paths, and we know where they've led. Some of them hundreds of times. It's just got to end, to close, to complete itself. Does anyone out there agree? Okay, so what's next? Now, notice how that's a mind question, first of all. Yes, my mind, I still have one. And lately, it's going through its second childhood or something else, becoming a pain. It won't be still. Oh, semi-still, sure, but really still? The kind that's called for? Oh no, no way. So, here I am, just looking at that. It's all so bizarre, really. I'm pretty sure that what's going on here is yet another level or layer of die before you die, of the dark night of the soul, the walk through the valley of the shadow of death. But, oh well, it just is what is. Nothing but nothing is like we thought it would be. Well, except that one or two little things are. But basically, everything is both at 6s and 7s, upside down, inside out, and sideways. mostly backwards, perfectly opposite to what anyone would have or could have expected. Now, you don't hear that many gurus or teachers talk about this side of things. Adyashanti is one of the precious exceptions. I'm linking you over to his '08 lecture, The Simplest Thing. It's truly precious. You may even cry. You'll just as likely laugh. It's so very gritty, so very real, the way it is. There's a grim comfort in that, the comfort of knowing how very not alone you are. At times it feels very nice, cozy. At other times it just takes a bit of the edge off. At any rate, I find it helpful lately. Can't seem to get enough of him. But then just wait, and soon I'll be past this, whatever it is, and have lost all interest in him. Go figure. Life is so darn crazy. Well, and that can be accepted too. It's not so bad, really, this acceptance thing. After all, what we're accepting is just what already is. It's not like we really have much of a choice anyway, huh? For most of us, if we'll just stay in touch with the heart center I keep talking about, we'll quickly tune in to those many other lifetimes where we did all that non-accepting to the nth degree. They didn't work out so very well, didn't get us where we thought, where we were so sure we were headed overall. So, why not try the acceptance thing? Why not just let that puppy go this time? The phony self, the ego-created mirage. You won't vanish. You can't. You are. That may be the only thing that's real. Yeah, it hurts like hell at times. It gets really depressing too, until we pull the self up short. Then we see just who and what is depressed. And we find it's not us. It's that phony one. The one bitching and moaning about dying. That's the one that's in the midst of having such a hard time, you know. That one who is dying as you ascend. It is dying so that the real you can be born. Well, it exists, so it can be shown. Are you up for that? Are you willing to just keep hanging in there like the kitty on the branch? Hang in, you know? It takes grit and stamina. No one warned us about that. Well, not many. Maybe Sri Nisargadatta did. I forget. So, what really counts? It wouldn't hurt to spend some attention on that, since that's what we're getting stripped down to anyway, our basic core. What is well and truly important to you? Forget what the world cares about. Don't take your values from them. What are yours? It may not be much at this point. It depends how far down the valley of the shadow of death you've traveled. May not be much left. We reach this place where most things we used to enjoy have lost their savor. We don't care about things now. That wouldn't be quite so challenging, perhaps, except we don't know why or how that came about. So it tempts us to wonder, to do the why thing. Why? Until we notice that's just mind again. It's like being parents all over again, only this time to the self. It's bizarre to have to be ever alert for mind's antics, its latest tactics to get us off track from our very core into the latest diversion. Yeah, well, it just is what it is. And the stiller, is that a word? The stiller we can be with this, the better. That's my hunch. Because, friends, this is just the other side of the coin. This is not the total reality. Heck, it isn't reality at all. Just what currently passes for that. Stamina, remember? Everything is still as awesome, as beautiful, as heart-touchingly precious as it ever was. And you can get in touch with that. We just lose sight of that temporarily during this walk, or this part of the walk. We're in some cycles of some really rich changes, especially in this eclipse sandwich. It may be a really good idea to just determine to hang in until at least summer solstice. Put off thinking about it until then, huh? My bet is that we'll all have done some really good integrating between now and then, even if it's not always so much fun. You see, this is the part of awakening that very few teachers are willing to talk about, to warn about. Oh no, so many want their followers to be happy, to be cheerful, buy their books, go to their lectures and seminars. I don't like to think about how many of them are just deceived, and they're thinking they're enlightened when they're really in an enlightened ego stage. Plenty of those to go around. I am so glad I got out of the only light mindset, but that's just one of them. I spent some years there, and I know I'm not alone. And there are still plenty of us caught in that trap of the one-sided coin without even knowing it. And on the other side of the only light is the only dark, the ones lost in the whole conspiracy thing. And everything is darkness and all that fear-based garbage. And frankly, I don't see anything that can be done for them. People turn around or change or wake up when they're ready for that, not before. And you seeing that they need to do it speaks more to your state than it does to theirs. Remember, we project. We can even read all the right books and study the most ancient teachings, the better ones, and not break out of our mindset. Only light, only dark, or whatever it is. At the extremes are the fundamentalist religions, and I don't see any religion around the world that doesn't breed a few of those groups. Now those are some pretty firm mindsets. But so what? One really nice thing about growing up, well, spiritually, which this whole thing can be called, is finding that truly deep level of respect, capital R, for all beings. I guess it's largely because we finally come into respecting the self. That would make heart sense. But at any rate, suddenly one day you're brought to tender tears over respecting someone or something or other. It's really surprising the depth of this sense of respect, even awe. So unconditional, so deep. And with that, well, it just makes the journey that much easier, don't you know? People will still be jerks now and then, including moi. But it just doesn't get to you that much. Are you noticing this? And it may be that, like everything else you once cared for or cared about that's just dropping away, this is just part of that. I don't know. I just know it makes things lots easier. Not only do we respect the jerks, we realize two things. First, somehow we recall how we were once, and maybe often, jerks, just like that. And second, that they're simply beautiful too. We see how it's really not them being jerks. It's just their mind, just their own false self. Now again, I don't make any suggestions to go around telling someone how she's really not such a jerk. It's just her phony ego self. No, that's not kind at all. What is that? Honey, that's you being a jerk. Again. Hey, you're not bulletproof. Not yet, anyway. So, do post a lookout on mind observation duty. It helps. Or just stick to heart. Heart doesn't do stupid things. Now, it may do things that mind would judge to be stupid or ill-considered or whatever. But if you look deeply at that, you'll realize that doesn't count. Mind just doesn't get to judge nor rule over heart. Them's the rules. My rules, anyway. You make up your own. So, it may be that one day you find yourself saying something that others might consider ill-mannered or ill-considered. But if you know you're coming from deep in heart with it, and I don't mean touchy-feely emotion stuff, then you just know it's okay. Heck, it's not just okay, it's the flow of the divine. It's being danced. It appears that the bottom line is that there is no bottom line. There are no steadfast rules. Sorry about that. Not even any good, solid generalizations. It all just is as it is. It's all different, too, for everyone. The only thing that softens it may be that we're now operating more higher dimensionally. When you find yourself able to see both sides of any coin, any situation, even though they be opposites, then you'll know. Because you can't do that from 3D mind. It's just not linear. So there are some very good signs, even in the midst of the challenging pain and hassle and the rest of it. We're on a higher rung of the ladder, a higher orbit of the spiral, and we're actually already in higher consciousness. And no, heck no, it is not like we thought it would be. Nor is it anything permanent or complete or done or whatever. It just is what it is. But if you will just look and keep centering, you'll be able to see it in yourself at least, if not in your friends too, or first. We are in a higher level, even if only just, of consciousness. We're more loving, more understanding, and when we're in heart, we notice we're more patient, though heart wouldn't call it that. We see things differently, don't we? I know I surely do. Nothing at all is the same. Well, except that it all is. But that's the both sides of the coin thing. You can see both how it's horrible, but also it's all beautiful, and it's the same thing. It's bizarre. So, go enjoy the Adya satsang, the lecture. It gets off to a slow start. It's his first in over 3 months, during which time his body was ill. So hang in past the slow start and you won't be disappointed. Besides, whether you're watching this video or any other one, it's a really good opportunity to keep centering down. When you watch, when you be from heart, you're much more likely to spot and cut mind off at the pass with its little diversions, its useless, pointless questions. I wish I could make it better for everyone, or even just me. And then again, if I could, I'm not really sure I would do that. Like everyone else, there is so little I feel called to do anymore. And I'm highly suspicious of anything mind has to say about anything. So I do a whole lot of just sitting still. And yeah, I get caught up in mind some, maybe a lot, I don't know. I don't worry about it though. That's another thing that just is what it is. We set the intent deep within and we stick with it. Patience pays off. We get our way pretty much just by being earnest. Namaste. See you again very soon. Oh, wait a minute. There's something else that wants to be said. What is it? I called this one Dark Night of the Soul, or It Just Is What It Is. I really enjoyed the humor in it myself. It's really there, friends. Anytime mind has got a good tight grip on you and you're depressed or down, or you're seeing something really ugly or awful or conspiratorial, or I'm not saying those things don't exist, they do. But here's what it is. What counts for you, right there where you are, is your energy. It's your frequency. And the things that want to mine and vampirize and feed on us, the higher dimensional things, can't feed on the higher vibrations. They need it dark. And so a lot, maybe all of the fear-based stuff is just them. That's their gardening, that's their fertilizer, that's what produces the energy that they want to reap, that they want to harvest. Now, we all live in our own personal reality, created by our own personal beliefs, and we're in charge of that. And every moment, your vibration is a fractal, and it's influencing the whole, the all that is. And it's either lightening it up or it's darkening it down. It's either increasing in frequency or it's lowering. And whatever you send out, that's what you get back. There are times when we'll be called to look into the stuff on the dark side. It has to be dealt with at times, or maybe not, I don't know. You just have to follow your own bliss. You have to follow your own journey. I can't really speak for you. You know, all I'm doing here is sharing what seems to work for me. But you are the creator of your own reality. That much is the case. And not everybody is in the same reality. Earth in 3D, things as they appear, is not reality. It's the illusion. But mind is so wedded to that. Mind is the instrument of its creation. And as that dies, so does mind's hold on us. And mind doesn't like that. It's been fed so much energy that it's been in charge and in control of us. We've allowed it to abuse us terribly, and if you think not, then you just listen to your own self-talk. It's very abusive. And we've been programmed into that. But we're waking up, so it's no big deal. And it requires no fight, no anger, no punishment, no blame, no nothing. You just pull your energy out of that. And you just make the shift. You are in charge of your reality. You can't shift the people around you, but you're not called to. As we tend to self, and now, things brighten up. I guess it sounds woo-woo, but it's the best I can give for now. See you again soon.